My name is Gentry Barnett, and I am the program manager for this Avatar project. So Space Tango is proud to serve as the payload developer for the Avatar payload on the Artemis II mission. At high level, the Avatar payload consists of two main pieces: the organ chip science, and then the hardware itself. And the hardware enables that science. At a high level, the hardware creates and maintains an environment that's suitable for the science throughout the course of the mission. Specifically, we provide a 37C incubator conditions for temperature, a high humidity and 5% CO2 environment, and a low flow rate that provides nutrients to the organ chips. The payload is fully automated from when we turn it over at about L-24 hours out at the pad until we receive it back at the port at San Diego. The only interaction that the crew will have with the payload is a daily button press, which provides back telemetry to us on the ground that gives us a real-time insight into the health and the status of the payload in orbit. The chip installation is very critical. It's really the first time that the engineering and the science teams come together. So each of the 4 chips will be installed, and we have to ensure that media is consistently flowing so that we don't introduce bubbles into those chips. As soon as the chips are installed, we purge that humidity surrounding the chips with a high humidity, 5% CO2 environment, and then we immediately need to get those up to that 37C incubation temperature. All these steps are really time critical, and they have inherent risk associated with them that could impact the mission. And so that's really why the chip installation process is probably the most critical in our late load operations. We've overcome several engineering challenges with sending live tissue into space with this Avatar payload. The exterior structure itself was very unique. In that we had a very specific spot within the Orion vehicle. And that's what led to the interesting trapezoid shape of the unit itself. So inside that exterior structure are 2 additional structures, and those provide the levels of containment that keep the crew safe from the biology within, but also keeps that biology safe from the vibration and shock effects from launch and return. Other than structure, power has been really a unique challenge to overcome. So the Avatar payload itself provides its own power. So we had to create our own custom power system that included lithium batteries and protection subsystems that meet all the NASA requirements. This provided only enough power to support our thermal subsystem. And so on top of that, we designed our own fluidic system. That is a powerless system that provides that low constant media exchange throughout the course of the mission. So we designed a kind of a nested foam design with the organoid chips in the center of that. And that protects those chips from the vibration and shock effects of the launch and return loadings. And we've been through several tests, NASA safety and verification tests that have validated these designs throughout our years of development. For flight, we're going to develop and put together 2 pairs of units. And so for each pair, there will be 1 flight and 1 ground unit. And this allows the PI team to use that science data after the mission is over to really isolate the effects of microgravity in the space flight environment versus those effects that are coming from the Avatar payload itself. So when this payload finally gets installed into Orion, I will be filled with great pride, really for this team that it represents. This team is filled with highly skilled engineers and scientists that are enabling this groundbreaking science to happen on such an historic mission for America's return to the moon. Avatar really enables us to learn about how humans react in a spaceflight environment, especially on the lunar surface and even when we go beyond that. So from Moon to Mars, we've got to learn and we've got to know before we go. And so this type of technology allows us to have these answers before we send our Americans. Yeah, this week we're preparing for launch. So we run through all of our last-minute loading and operational procedures to ensure that all of our verification requirements and safety requirements are marked off. Then we will take the payload out to the pad, perform our last-minute checkoffs there, and hand that over to be installed on Orion.